Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am genuinely so happy that you're here. We are in a different setting today because I'm currently packing up to move for the third time in the same amount of years. And, I like change, so it's fine, but the rest of my room is kind of a mess right now. Next week I'll probably put up a vlog. I've been kind of documenting everything, but I'm also the master procrastinator and I hate packing, so there's not a whole lot to see yet because I've been procrastinating and now I leave tomorrow, so kind of need to figure that out. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. What I do want to talk about is something that I think is really important. It's a big problem and makes people feel bad about themselves and that's not cool, so let's chat. I definitely went the unconventional route by most people's standards because I chose not to go to college and instead I'm pursuing a full-time career in dance. And that's not necessarily what most people would describe as the most sensible decision, and I'm okay with that, but a lot of people aren't. They think I'm doing the wrong thing and the unsensible thing, and they're kind of it sort of gives off the impression that they assume I'm going to fail, which is kind of not cool. An example of this happened just the other day, and that's why I'm filming this video, because it kind of brought it up again. It was this couple, an older couple, and they were kind of like my third set of grandparents for a while there. They really took my family, like me, my mom, and my brother, kind of under their wing, and we were very, very close, especially when I was a little bit younger, like high school age. They both definitely kind of advocated for the college route for me, and that's fine. Like, I'm not blaming them because I know that they just think that that's what's best, and I understand that because that's what pretty much everyone believes right now. Everyone thinks that the college route is kind of the only route, and it's not. But if you don't think that, it's very hard to change your way of thinking just because that's how society is sort of conditioned to believe. We all have to pay astronomical amounts in tuition in order to go to college and have a successful career. And they kind of voiced that in the beginning when I first decided that I was going to pursue dance, and it wasn't even like oh, you're gonna regret pursuing dance specifically. It was like, you're missing out on the college experience. Like, you need to go and you need to live in the dorms and experience what it's like to be in college. And honestly, I just don't get that. It's probably really fun to be able to live with all of your friends in a dorm and all of that, but like, I've had roommates that I dance with that are my age, and like, it's been fine. I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. And even this year I'm moving into like off-campus student housing just because it's the cheapest form of housing in the city that I'm moving to. And there was a period of time when I really thought that I should go to college, and I seriously considered it, and it kind of makes me laugh at this point because I feel like I was just grasping at straws, trying to like desperately find something that would fit me when that's just not where I'm supposed to be right now. I went through a phase where I wanted to be a vet, and then I found out that I don't like dogs or most animals besides cats. I went through a phase where I wanted to be a nurse. If you know me, you know that that's laughable. I get faint at the sight of blood, so that wouldn't have worked out. And then I wanted to be a teacher, and I still could kind of see myself doing that, but not really. Maybe one day. Basically, I just spent like my entire junior year of high school trying to convince myself that I shouldn't dance. And that's pretty much what other people were trying to convince me of as well. A lot of people said that I should go to college for dance, and I definitely think that that's a perfectly good option for a lot of people. It just wasn't really what I felt that I should do. College is really expensive, and dance is something that you can pursue and get just as good, if not better, training for outside of college. I think if I go, it'll be for something that, you have to go to college for. Which is why when I hit my junior year and I was like, I don't know what I would want to do if I went to college, because I knew I didn't want to study dance. I grew up with a single mom, and she's the one who's been pretty much single-handedly supporting my dancing. So I just chose to pay less and go to a trainee program rather than going into debt and going to college for it. My mom went back to school when she was 39, I think, to be a nurse. And she did it because when she graduated high school, she knew she wanted to be a nurse, but everybody convinced her not to. So then she decided she was going to go to be an engineer because she got a scholarship and she was freakishly smart. So everyone told her, you need to be an engineer, it earns good money. My mom's kitten is throwing a fit right now. And then she ended up dropping out because she hated it and it wasn't what she actually wanted to do. And I feel like that's what would have happened to me. So I made that decision kind of officially, and most people in my life were very, very supportive, but obviously there's just those few that are like, oh, you're pursuing an art form? That's brave. And it was never in like a malicious way. It was never like a, oh, you're never going to succeed sort of way. It was like a, you're not going to be successful by the world's standards if I went about it that way. And you know what? It's true. I'm never going to earn as much as a dancer as you could as a doctor or a lawyer, obviously. There's not a whole lot of money in ballet. There's like no money in ballet. But I would rather be working 2 jobs for my entire life and be happy than sit at a desk all day at a job that I hate. And I really think that we need to normalize that more. Even things like trade school and stuff. I feel like anyone who doesn't go to college is totally looked down on, and that's such an awful perspective. Why would you ever judge someone for chasing after the things that they're passionate about? And going back to my mom's friend that was like a grandparent to me, she messaged my mom just the other day on Instagram with this article from a woman who had been a dancer, been a ballet dancer, and then just figured out that she was doing it only for the approval of others, and she needed to find her confidence in other things, which, yeah, that's true. And if you're doing ballet, if I was doing ballet for the approval of others, I would have quit a long time ago, because I am nothing special in the dance world. Like, I feel like you can kind of tell just by watching a dancer who is meant to be a soloist and principal and who's just going to be in the corps. And I'm probably just going to be in the corps, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not looking at it as like something that I'm going to like fight my way to the top so that I can be in the spotlight. I really couldn't care less. I think it's really fun. And not only that, but what I enjoy most about dance, I've said this before on my channel, is that I get to work towards something every day. I get to improve on something every day, change the way that I'm working and improve, and you can see it happening. That is so rewarding to me. And if I was sitting at a desk just typing away at a computer all day, I'm probably not gonna see that. So I understand her concern and the reason why she sent that article, because reading that, like, I would find that concerning too if someone I knew and loved was in a career in dance and I thought that maybe she was searching for approval like that and that's why she was a dancer, but that's just not how it is for me. And I feel like she kind of took that one article and was like, oh, this is why she should go to college. She needs to, you know, stop the dance thing and just move on. And I'm not even saying that I never want to go to college. Like, I enjoyed school thoroughly. I really loved it. I really enjoyed English. That was my favorite subject. I loved history and science, and I was not a bad student. Like, I did pretty well in school. It's not like I couldn't have got into college or anything. I honestly just got some perspective, and I realized, talking to my mom because of her experience of going back to school, I was like, you know what? College is always going to be there, you know? And I'm not always going to be able to dance. I didn't want to look back when I was 60 years old and think, what would have happened if I tried? Like, would I have been able to succeed? I want to know. Even if, you know, my career totally tanks and I'm stuck in trainee programs forever and I never move up and eventually I move back home, I am completely okay with that, because I'll have peace knowing that I gave it my all and I tried, and I can still go to college. I feel like I'm like putting down the college route, and I'm so not trying to do that. Like, if you are going to college for dance and you are enjoying it, more power to you. I'm genuinely happy for you. If you decided to quit dance after high school and pursue a career in something else in college, that's awesome. I'm super happy for you. That's just not the path for me. Once I finally figure out what I want, then I can do that later. But for now, I am doing what I want. And I'm not gonna lie and act like I haven't wondered many times what my life would be like if I had gone to college instead. Like, I definitely am curious about that. But I think I'll have less regrets knowing that I gave dance my all when I could than if I had just let it go and immediately pursued school. Anyway, I'm not gonna prolong this anymore because I feel like I'm just stating the same thing in different ways over and over again. But the bottom line is, if you don't think the college route is for you, it's okay to not go the college route immediately. It's okay to take your time and figure out what you want to do with your life. And if you're the type that thinks that the college way is the only way to go, stop trying to project that onto other people because they might not think that way, and it is kind of degrading and belittling to have people act like your career isn't worth pursuing unless it involves college. I don't know about that. It just doesn't sit well with me, and I feel like we need to learn to support people in their passions even if their particular paths don't line up with your view of what should happen. A lecture hall is just not the place for me right now. That's just all there is to it, and that's okay. And I'm not trying to say, like, drop out of college, but don't be afraid of other people's opinions of you. And don't base your whole life's career on other people's versions of success. Anyway, that's kind of all I have to say today. If you enjoyed this different kind of setting, I feel like it was a lot less structured than my normal video that I've posted for the last month of like talking points and specific things. Oh my god. I feel like this was more laid back than my normal video, and I'm kind of enjoying it. And maybe I'm gonna start editing and be like, wow, Abby, you didn't talk about literally anything important, but we'll find out. It'll be fine. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe. I post a new one every Monday. Like I said, I am in the process of moving, so hopefully I'll be able to get settled and everything and get my next video up on time. But if not, that is why, and I'm very sorry. Also, I cut my own hair right before I started filming. I cut like 3 inches off of it, so it's still a little like damp and everything, but I'm kind of a fan. Anyway, that's not important. If you, again, enjoyed this video, go ahead and check out some of the other ones that I have on my channel. Like I said, they're a little bit more structured than this one. I think my last one was about trainee programs versus conservatory programs, if that's something that you're thinking about when you're graduating high school, if you're choosing not to go the college dance route, which is also fine. Go ahead and check that out. I'll probably link it up here somewhere. I don't know where it would be. Go ahead and like this video if it was helpful for you, and again, subscribe if you want to see my next video next Monday. I hope you have a fabulous day and a great week, and I will see you then.